Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer, 1986.
Terrible movie. I hated it. I'm kidding.
Arriving in Chicago, Henry, played by Michael Rooker, moves in with his ex-con acquaintance Otis and starts schooling him in the ways of the serial killer. Directed by John McNaughton, who did Mad Dog and Glory and Wild Things. Written by John McNaughton and Richard Fire. What the fuck? You got a bat. You got a bat in the house.
Damn mosquitoes flying around here. I swear I'm going to smash that thing.
Smash it. Jason, do you have any information on this?
Tagline: He's not Freddy, he's not Jason, he's real.
Dun, dun,
Distributed by Great Cat Films on Blu-ray most recently for the 30th anniversary through MPI in 2016. And I think that has the right ratio. So I think I might be picking that up because the Blu-ray I have, I think it's through Dark Sky Films. It has the the black lines on the sides.
Oh, it's a full frame.
Yeah, so it's not in the right ratio, but I think this one is. So I might pick this one
up. We love to talk about art on this show. This film displays exactly what I'm talking about with a film being art. The thoughtfulness of every detail, from like a milk jug floating by a corpse with like a reflection of trees and sky in the back, like every little piece of this movie is thought about, from like the clunk bucket ass music selections they put in, like whenever he's driving his car around. It really like kind of makes the car like an ominous character in itself. I never noticed how great the soundtrack was until I was watching it this time, which I said before we were recording that I ordered it on vinyl. Just had to get it. It's fucking awesome. There's a lot of really cool synth in this. I hope that the clunk bucket songs I was talking about earlier aren't on there and it's just all score, but who knows. My favorite part of this movie is, how do you say his name? Tom Towles? How do you say it?
Towles or Towles?
Yeah.
Tom Towles or Tools. I'm not sure. It's one of those.
The guy who plays Otis.
Yeah.
I think that his relationship with his sister is entertaining aside from the incesty stuff. They could have probably taken all the pervy elements away from Otis and I would have been happy. But I don't think it would have led to what we have in this movie, and Henry wouldn't have had any heroic aspects to his character whatsoever. It would have just been, because that's the only thing that like makes him not a complete piece of shit, is that he stands up when Otis tries to molest his sister, and rape him, does eventually rape her at the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that these three are really they were really great cast. They work together fantastically. I don't know if Tom Towles and Rooker ever worked together on anything else again, but they should have.
I think Tom Towles passed away. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he did. He did. Yeah.
Shortly after doing the movie The Borrower, I think. I'm
not sure. I know he was in one of those Rob Zombie movies.
It was after House of a Thousand Corpses.
Was he in Devil's Rejects too?
Oh no, I'm thinking of someone else.
Oh, yes, it was. I'm sorry. Yeah, he was in the flashback sequences in that. I forgot.
But maybe it's just me, but there's this part in this movie that I always think is hilarious. It's when Henry and Otis have those hookers in the car. And I don't even think they've had sex. I don't even think they've had sex yet. Like they're like making out and whatever. And then Henry just says, "We're killing them." He's just like kills them both real quick. And then Otis's reaction, where he's just like, "What the fuck?" Like he does not know what's going on. And Henry's his whole attitude is like, "Well, that's what we do with hookers when we're done with them. We just break their necks and throw them in the thing." But
they're not people. You throw them away.
Like Otis's shock and immediate attempt to like kind of try to be cool. Like, yeah. Well, you were cool. We're cool. I just love that balance that he's striking right there. But I think that the best parts of this movie are, of course, all the moments where Henry is teaching Otis the ways of a murderer. But the funny thing about it is I heard a lot of the stuff like from the quotes from this movie from Boys Night Out's first EP before I ever watched this movie, because they use
I have the same thing wrote down.
Yeah, they use a couple really cool quotes on that first. What's that first EP called?
Broken Bones and Bloody Buck, or Broken Bones and Bloody Kisses.
There you go. Yeah, but
So they re-released that, and I don't think the re-release has these.
Probably not
samples in them.
Yeah, I bet not. But overall, this movie has a great ending. It really ramps up at the end, and there's some awesome effects stuff. It's just a perfect kind of movie, I guess. I give it a 10 out of 10. I mean,
that's great. That's a great. That should be on the cover of any future releases of this movie. It's the perfect kind of movie.
It is. I mean, it really just covers. If you like drama, there's drama stuff in this that really well written dialogue. I mean, it covers every base that you might want. Everybody should like this movie.
Yeah. So to be fair, I fell in love with that album before I saw this movie.
Mm-hmm.
So by the time I saw this, I liked it. I liked the movie that much more simply because of that album. So so that's going to get a couple extra points alone. But this lets you know right from the get-go what kind of movie it's going to be. I mean, it's zoomed. The opening shot is zoomed in on a dead naked chick. The sound, the audio that's going over top of that is creepy, and like it lets you know right from the get-go what kind of movie you're getting into. And it doesn't hide who the killer is. It shows you like Jesus, like 6 or 7 dead bodies as it's showing Michael go around, or Henry go around. You know who the killer is right away. Basically, now it's just you sit back and watch this maniac go on about his
it's
week.
in the title.
Right.
It's in the title.
Like, if you don't like the opening shot of this movie,
this ain't for you.
A fan.
Every one of those victims too, when they show their bodies, like they over the audio that's playing is like the sound of them being murdered, and it's like it allows your brain to like make up a lot of scenarios, because like the one body is burnt by like looks like cigarette butts and shit. Like, and I heard that a few of these beginning situations were based on the actual killer, Henry Lee Lucas. Is that what it is?
Yep.
Yeah. So, but yeah.
Great cast, great acting. That kitchen scene with Tracy Arnold and Rooker, like when they're talking about what their parents did to them, like that's believable. Like they're believable. Their delivery, that's a powerful scene right there.
Even the fact that Rooker changes his story a bunch. Like that makes you not even know what is he telling the truth? Was this ever?
Yeah, I think I take away that he's killed so many people he don't even know.
Oh yeah,
he's confused now. What even happened? That's what I took away from it. But the great audio, creepy sounds throughout this movie. They use that, but almost perfect. Like audio has so much to do with a movie. This would make a great double feature with Last House on the Left. And I would even say if you have seen Last House on the Left and you don't like it, this may not be the movie for you either. It's just very, it's violent. It's violent, and I don't know. Like a lot of people, this ain't for a lot of people. I love it. It's a 10 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, I think I can't remember where I first heard about this. I think I read about it in Rue Morgue. They mentioned it. This is years ago. And a friend of mine had a copy of it on VHS, so I watched it, and holy shit. What a fucking movie. It's a whole like feeling. That movie is a whole feeling. It's a dirty to me that
very
is
sleazy,
like,
very dirty.
Yeah, it's super sleazy.
You feel it. Yep.
And Jesus Christ, Michael Rooker, god damn, he was fucking cold. Like,
yeah,
he is mind-blowingly awesome in this movie. All they did with the very little budget that they had, they made the most of it. I love all those exterior shots that they get, because sometimes those are just like hard to get. You know what I mean? Like just licensing or
Oh, I bet they stole
all
them.
that
I bet
stuff.
they very much went out and shot like guerrilla style.
For sure.
Wait,
Because
so
that's
when
why
she-
it's
when
full
she's
frame.
walking, what is it? Is this supposed to? Is it New York? Right? Chicago? I don't know
Chicago.
where they're at.
Chicago.
Okay, but in my head, like when I saw her walking down the streets and stuff, I was like, why don't movies that are, especially movies that are shot in New York, like if I was shooting a movie in New York, just it don't even have to be a horror movie or anything, just shooting down the streets of New York, off to the side in the background, I would play out that scene of Jason Voorhees walking through and kicking that radio. Just have it going off in the back. See how many people caught it. Like that would be. I don't know. For some reason, I kept expecting to see him walk through and kick their freaking radio. Anyway, go ahead.
All right. So it was Michael Rooker's first film. And what a totally awesome performance. Tracy Arnold, I don't believe she did terribly much. She did some TV shows after this and stuff, but I think this was her first movie.
So
too.
she's in a movie that like maybe Scream Factory's releasing. Like I keep seeing it pop up on my Facebook. And when I went to IMDb, I saw that movie in her credit. I think you may have just mentioned it, like it's The Borrower or something like that.
Yeah.
Like it's just coming out.
Okay.
But she, I saw her credit.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, she gave a really good, like you could tell she was kind of like damaged goods. You knew her taste in men. Like you don't know nothing about her dude, but you can kind of tell he's a scumbag, you know? All the past trauma with her dad and everything. It's like, well, no wonder she's attracted to Henry, and then no wonder her brother's the way he is, you know, like, and he was Tom Towles, he was so gross. Did great. It's God, yeah, those teeth and stuff, like holy shit, everything. Wow, he was a sight. He was real gross. Like he looked like you might touch the screen and get some residue gross when he's on the screen, you know. But I love the way that he fears Henry. Like I love that a lot, even though like he ends up biting off more than he can chew, and then Henry's gotta take him down. But right at first when he's like, okay, Henry, I'm sorry, Henry. You know, like I really like, he knows Henry will fucking kill him. And he does. My favorite scene, the TV scene.
Yep.
The TV buying scene. That big dude. I read that that was just all him on the spur of the moment. Like, good, I see you had some college. Like I love that line. That one and what, you got shit in your ears? Give me the $50. And then the way they dispose of him, stabbing him with the soldering iron, and then the TV. Oh, that TV.
Like it is.
All that blood that just pours out. That was awesome. Like that was really cool.
So great.
Yeah, like this is to me, this is the definition of grindhouse, and it doesn't have to be super bloody. All the effectiveness of just those zoom scenes of his victims as he's driving around, just doing his handyman shit, you know, super effective. And then Jason, you were talking about why he changed his story and stuff. Henry Lee Lucas was a serial liar as well as a murderer. He said he confessed to over like 1,000 murders or something outlandish, like 600 or something. I can't remember, but he died in prison, and he was known to be a serial liar too. So I thought, to me, that's where I connected that part where he changed up his story.
That makes sense now.
Yeah. So I don't know but your idea worked too. Like he just killed so many people, but to me, I felt like if he killed his mom, he's going to remember.
You think you'd remember.
Yeah. And there was a lot of between, it gave me a lot of, I saw parallels between him and Frank Zito from Maniac. Their past traumas, mom's being a whore and all that kind of stuff. They were definitely in the same vein. A really, really, really great movie. It is not for everybody. I feel like this is what the Streets Run Red should have aspired to be. Like I felt like that's what it should have aspired to be. It's subtle until the end, everything's real subtle. It's mind games. You're seeing all through those weird sounds. And that ending, holy shit.
Yeah. What a bleak ass ending.
Very, very subtle.
And then the music, yeah. And the music that plays after it. It's like he's pulling out, and you're like, wait a minute. No, but you knew it was going to happen. You knew it was going to happen. That was the only way her spoiler alert, that was the only way her story was going to end.
I wanted that love story. Well,
that would have been something.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was only one way, and of course she would love a serial killer. I feel like that's her next projection, or that would have been next on her journey. But this is a 10. This is such a well-made film, well directed. Everything is set up nice. It's so grody. Like it leaves you feeling grody afterwards sometimes, but that's just the mark of a good movie.
It's like everything. It makes you feel like everything is like covered in oil or grease or something. Like it's just dirty.
Yeah, it was really awesome. We got Rob.
That's one of my favorite movies. That's like I remember when it first came out, and it's like at the time horror movies had started becoming really super campy, and people are like, oh, sequel this, sequel that. We're kind of getting mad about it. And then Henry came out, and I think it was the beginning of horror films starting to take more serious turn, and it started happening. It's like movies started getting just a little more serious. And sure, some of the campier films still went on, and they were still fun to watch and all. But I think some of the darker films that were released later on, you could credit to Henry coming out and just kind of reminding people that, hey, there's some people out there that enjoy watching a serious horror film every now and then.
Definitely.
And it was shelved for 2 years too.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that's true. But
they're probably scared to release it.
Shit like Dexter especially, like owes a lot to this, because it wouldn't take much to watch this movie and come up with Dexter. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
But I'm pretty sure this bombed, right? Like this didn't do well at the box office.
Cisco and Ebert gave it 2 thumbs up.
It's got great reviews, but didn't do. I mean, that right there is proof that this ain't for everybody. It's a well done movie, but it's dark. It's unique.
But it's a classic that stands up to this day. I mean, you could pop it in right now and watch it. It's still effective.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yep.
Yeah. Especially with
it's a great horror film.
With the popularity of like true crime and stuff. I don't know how accurate this is to being true crime, but people would love it, I assume. Did you give it a rating, Rob?
I would give it a 10 because there's nothing wrong with this movie. It's like I say it's flawless.
It's
been a while since we had a 10 across the board film. Can't even think of what it would have been.
So I think I would feel the same way. Like, I guess just a testament to how great this character is. If I saw Michael Rooker today, I think he's kind of a scare. Like, I think I'd be a little bit scared of him. I remember the first time I saw Derek Hess, after seeing Last House on the Left a few times, I saw him walking down the aisle. I was like, Jesus,
you mean David Hess?
He just looks like what'd I say?
Derek Hess. David Hess.
Yeah, David.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's an artist, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, he did all anyway. But yeah, no.
David Hess.
Yeah, he looked like like he creeped me out. Like he looked like a creep.
I don't know. If I saw Rooker, I'd think immediately of Mallrats, because that's the first place I saw him was as the security guard in Mallrats.
Nah, he was like the main villain.
Not so scary then, huh?
No,
Yeah,
he eats
No,
shitty
I would see
pretzels.
Henry. I would see Henry and have to
And then
remind
see
myself
everything
it was
else
just
he's
a
done.
movie.
Yeah.
Really?